Here we are yet again. Legendary Defender Season 7. Again, by now you kind of know what to expect from me if you've been keeping up with this, so I'm not even going to bother with the spoiler warning. And, basically at this point it's, how much can this disappoint me at this point, you know? Like, I mean, maybe if the pattern keeps up, this season will be pretty decent, you know, because I've liked the odd, well, since season 1, I've liked all the odd seasons an okay amount, and really hated all the even-numbered ones. That said, based on one of the previews we got, I have very little hope for this season. And honestly, again, I know I've said this a few times in the past videos, but by this point, like, if you're already into this, you already kind of know what to expect, and you know if you're gonna like it or not. Main reason I'm doing this is to just help organize my thoughts for when I rant about it on the podcast tomorrow. And basically just, you know, I'm at the end practically anyway. I might as well just fucking finish it. There's only one season left after this one, which that season probably won't be out until next year. That said, this is a 13 episode season. So this is going to be a little bit longer than normal. I will try to keep my thoughts on each episode short and concise. No promises though. So, with that, let's just dive right in here to the first episode, which is A Little Adventure. Oh, God. So, Shiro confirmed gay? I don't know. It's left really ambiguous. Either way, it really doesn't matter in the end scheme of things, but I will say this. This is kind of like the mall episode from Season 2 all over again, where one half of it is this backstory episode, which I was actually really getting into, honestly. But then the other half is just this total shit show that completely ruins the mood and really takes me out of things. Like, again, it's that episode again because, like, with the mall, you had the Black Lion showing Shiro, you know, its own backstory, which I still question how it's possible, but whatever. We tackled that earlier. And then you have the actual mall part, which was nothing but a huge annoyance. Same thing here. You have this wacky Alice in Wonderland adventure that half the team goes on that is really annoying and dumb. But then you have this backstory with Shiro and Keith that, honestly, this plus the flashbacks we saw in the previous season should have all just been an episode that we got in either Season 1 or Season 2. Because it was really needed, honestly. Like, it's too little too late at this point is the unfortunate part. It really does not enhance my view of the characters at all, especially this late in. Like, if you wanted me to give a shit about all this, you really should have thrown this sooner, you know? But, like, yeah, so, very mixed feelings about this episode. One half of it was good, other half, not so much. So next up is The Road Home. Here we go. I swear, dude, if they kill the dog, then this will easily be one of the worst shows I've ever seen. Because that's like, this show's already super fucking low on my list, okay? Killing off the dog, who is one of the few characters I like, that would be, this would easily make it in my, like, worst shows ever, like bottom 10 easily if that fucking happened. That said, this episode itself was bad. First act was terrible comedy all around, and the rest of it, which is a giant chase sequence, very underwhelming and full of ass pulls, actually. What did Rommel hit the soldier with? Question 1. 2, Hunk getting turrets literally comes out of nowhere because the writers couldn't think of a plausible way for him to win. I don't know, maybe have him, like, bank and claw up the fucking ship with its giant robot lion claws? I don't know, fuck that, I guess. Yeah. All around, bad episode. Yeah, this season is not gonna fix the trend. Not at all. Or rather, follow the pattern, I guess I should actually say. It's gonna be pretty bad. So I'm in for the long haul on this one. Next episode is The Way Forward. Let's do this. So this episode was pure pain. Mostly focused on Koran, strike 1. Full of shitty comedy, strike 2. And again, with how soon this season came out from the previous one, the animation has taken a noticeable dive. Granted, as I've said with Season 1, I'm not one of the people who's like, oh, the animation is like some of the best animation I've ever seen. It's some of the best in the industry. Like, no, like, it's good, but, like, very little of it ever, like, wowed me. But even compared to that, this episode, I noticed quite a few cut corners, let's just say. But yeah, the only decent part of this episode was like the last 2 minutes where they actually, you know, progress some of the lore, although that said there's still some more time slip bullshit, which I don't appreciate that, but okay, I don't see what was wrong with us just simply returning to Earth and having adventures there and meeting everyone's families and like getting some character backstory maybe. Fuck that shit. We gotta repeat the whole Matt and Pidge's dad thing and all this other bullshit. Whatever. Next episode is the feud. If this is the episode that I saw the preview for, I swear to God, no. Shitty, terrible, amazingly awful gag episode. Fucking skip it. Next episode, the ruins. Let's just get to it. Well, the episode started off promising, and then it pulls a twist that I really kinda don't see the point of. Honestly, it would have been better if it had just been straightforward. But yeah, you have this really good setup about how the blades are, for all intents and purposes, gone, and there's a still survivor and all that jazz, and then they decide he should be the bad guy for a reason. I guess for the sake of an action sequence. Whatever. Cosmo the Wolf, my favorite character still, now that Lotor's gone. Also, too, why was the guy acting like he was stranded if he had a fucking cruiser that he could have just used to leave at all? Like, unless they were trying to hint that Hagar is still alive? Maybe? I don't know. Point, like, the episode wasn't awful, it was just basic, just kind of a whatever episode. I mean, at least the humor was a minimum, thank God. Previous episode. So, next is The Journey Within. Let's dive in. So, that little convenience at the end there was some bullshit, but that's not really what I want to focus on. No. I will give this episode credit for one thing, in that it tries to establish Hunk as, like, the heart of the team, which, I mean, cool and all, because Hunk's finally getting some focus, but, like, at the same time, I know I've said it before with other character-focused episodes in the past, like, season. Too little, too late. This is, again, something that should have been established way earlier, because up until now, Hunk has mostly just been food jokes, or fat jokes. Well, I guess up until last season, if we're gonna be a little bit more fair about it, but you get what I mean. Giving him more is good, but it should have started that way, you know what I mean? That said, while going space mad, Keith says the truest thing ever uttered in this show. Are we even friends? We're just stuck together because of a random string of coincidences. Like, I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but, like, that's pretty much what he says, and I'm like, that's completely true. Like, I've complained about it before, that these guys don't feel like friends at all. They don't, or at least not to me. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Other than that, though, I mean, this episode saved a lot of animation budget, I imagine, because not too much happened. It was mostly talking. But anyway, not awful, but just it's nothing. It's a nothing episode, really. You know, like, yes, it advances the plot technically, but you know. So, all right, next is The Last Stand Part 1. Let's see this. So, another flashback episode. This one, whereas you would expect it to start making connections and shoutouts to Vehicle Voltron, given the scenario, situations, and all that, No. Instead, what this episode seems to more strongly imply is that once Legendary Defender is over after Season 8, they're not gonna go and ruin Vehicle Voltron. Oh no. They've got their eyes set on Robotech, because there's a lot of Robotech references and allusions, or homages, I guess would be the correct term, whatever, in this. So, I hope that's not the case. I hope once this show is over, it's the last we ever see or hear of it, because, dear God, please don't ruin Robotech. I love Robotech. Or Macross, if you prefer. Yes, I know about all that. Please don't. Instead, how about we just dub Macross 0, or we dub Macross 7, although the licensing for Macross 7 is probably impossible. But you get what I mean. You know, I mean that's just my thought process. You can go with it if you want. So next is the Last Stand Part 2. Let's see how this flashback episode ends up. How the Mighty Have Fallen! I remember the makers of the show bragging that because they were so high quality and high budget, quote unquote, that they would never have to rely on old things that the old Voltron did, like, you know, use stock footage. I bring this up because one scene gets used no less than 3 times in the past 2 episodes, and the animation quality has noticeably taken a dive. Yeah. And it kids. Also, the iconic 80s Voltron theme being reduced to a ringtone. That's great. Fuck you guys. But yeah, Robotech shoutouts aside, I guess the episode wasn't awful. Just really underwhelming and not engaging in the slightest. So next up is Know Your Enemy. I wish I could know escape from this pain. So I will say this episode I actually did like. There was some very nice balance of character drama. Hunk got a lot of great focus. The scene where him and Keith talk I felt was really well done. And on a side note here, I mean, yeah, with this episode, it's pretty much confirmed Shiro is gay. That said, I will say this. I do like how they handled it, in that they didn't make it some, like, what, he's gay? Or, like, some huge-ass revelation or anything like that. No, just, he happened to have a boyfriend at one point in his life. It's a thing, and that's it. Like, I did really appreciate that, and it's definitely a total 180 from how they handled Pidge in Season 1. They're like, what? Pidge is a girl? Oh! Like, no. No. Here, they kept it simple, smooth, well done. I appreciate it for that. So yeah, that was actually a pretty good episode. I liked that episode. I don't ever say I never gave this show points for anything. So next is... what is this episode? Heart of the Lion. Let's see how this goes. So yet again, Voltron is worthless. About the 8th time now, I have to question, why is Voltron even in the show? Because it never accomplishes anything. No matter the situation, unless it's the finale, but that only worked 2 times. So, the fuck point is Voltron, the quote-unquote ultimate weapon that's unbeatable and ruler of the universe, blah blah, fucking... I'm just repeating myself at this point, really. Oh, by the way, the lady who was very blatantly, like, almost outright told them she was gonna betray them, ended up being a traitor. Who would have fucking thought? This episode's fucking dumb. Next episode is Trial by Fire. I'm almost done. I just want to get this over with. Lame. The Atlas ship rises, saves the day. Paladins can transfer their souls into their lions. Traitor bitch dies, and I feel nothing. And that's pretty much what happened with the Trial by Fire. Oh boy. Fucking whatever. We're almost done. Only 2 more. Lion's Pride Part 1. Let's just do this. So again, Voltron's worthless. The lions saved the day. Do you really want me to repeat all that again? Like, every season with this shit. Like, seriously, just why? Why is Voltron in this show? Whatever. Giant action sequence, not engaging. I don't fucking care. At this point, I'm just drained. I just want it to be fucking over. Lion's Pride Part 2 is next. Oh, and by the way, before anyone tries to tell me, oh, well, the Atlas ship is the ship from Vehicle Voltron. No, it's not. That ship was called the Explorer. So, yeah.
That was good.
Next episode. Goddamn, finally this is gonna be fucking over. What a way to end. I imagine anyone who's a fan of Vehicle Voltron is really pissed off right about now. Yeah. You know, it's so blatant how they have a random road beast show up just so Voltron has something to do. Like, I know they end it with a sequel hook for the last season, which also implies Lotor is somehow still alive, but... You know, just the ass pulls are so blatant. Like, the Atlas was not even designed to be a robot, and yet it becomes Vehicle Voltron. I can't fucking believe how stupid this is. Like, I really can't understand how people could like stuff like that. Like, I remember saying in Season 1 how I could kinda see where some people might like it, assuming they had never heard of or watched 80s Voltron, you know, or a mecha show in general. But now, like, I don't get it. I don't. Like, can someone explain to me why this is popular? Outside of shipping. Because I really don't see it. I don't. At this point. It just... Fucking... there was one episode I fucking liked in this whole goddamn show. One! So, I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 6. I doubt my opinion will improve by tomorrow when I ran on the podcast. Like, this season sucked. I hated it. And I highly doubt Season 8, the final season, is gonna do anything to change my mind. God damn. Just... I'll have to think of a better way to articulate my thoughts for then, but until then, maybe you guys got some enjoyment out of my suffering, or maybe I'm just talking to the air again. Who knows? Regardless, I'll catch y'all next time.